On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Good morning. So, we're going to wait a few minutes here for some more people to join us this morning. You expect that from all of these YouTube people, right? You expect that from all of them. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to wait here a minute. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, how's everybody doing this morning? Chins up, chest out, rap you in the house. Yeah, I had to, they're like clocks. Occasionally you got to go through in the morning and wind them all up because the clock's going to do what a clock does. You can't stop a clock from ticking. Hoo-ah. Just like you're not going to stop the wind from blowing. Hoo-ah. So had to go through and wind all the clocks. Chins up, chest out, guys. Yeah, I went through and wound up all the clocks. So I had to wind up TM first. And then I just got through winding up. Clock's going to tick. Hey, let me tell you what about a clock. Even a broke clock is right twice a day, looking ass. Yeah, clock's going to tick. So, how's everybody doing this morning? Copacetic, I hope. 30 hours no sleep, but it was wild, bro. Keep your chins up, guys. So, since everybody else is wound up and they're not talking about anything having to do with this case, I want to mention a little something that a friend of mine mentioned. And I'd like to create an activity. This was a COVID activity, evidently, that was created to sort of get people out of the house with sort of, a mission, right? So what we'd like to do is we'd like to just create an activity, an exercise where you could take rocks or you could take paper notes and you could write down the information, or you could write hashtag Summer Wells. And then when you go places, you can hide these things, right? Put it somewhere where somebody else is going to find it, right? And what that's going to do is when they find it and they see the hashtag Summer Wells, if they weren't involved in it before, well, now guess what? They have this sort of serendipitous situation happen where they're like, oh goodness, what is this hashtag Summer Wells? And then they go online or they go to the news and they check it out. And so, this is something that I would like to start implementing. And this isn't my idea, this is a friend of mine's idea. So I think that it would be a very positive, constructive way for each of us to put out our own little billboards, right? We can put out our own little billboards for summer. And those would consist of these serendipitous little moments, where you can find this and be like, wow, you feel moved by it, and you feel like you could start to involve people that potentially would have no prior knowledge of this, and so I think what we'd like to do is we'd like to start creating this sort of little movement, and you guys, as you hide something, let's send an email in and let's get the pictures of these items hidden. I'm going to start doing it today, right? It isn't that hard. I do it already with my findsummerwells.com sticker and with her face in my window. I'm like a rolling billboard. So that's that piece of news, and we'll go over it again here before we get out of here. I'm not going to keep you guys too long. But what I want to do here right now is we want to talk about law enforcement asking for the public's opinion, or not the public opinion. Let me step back. The public's help, right? We know that in many cases with technology and eyewitnesses being the way that they are now, you do sort of have this you have this shift away, and this is my opinion, but I believe that nowadays, because everything is videoed, it used to be that the eyewitness testimony was, notoriously um, inconsistent, right? You could have 10 people and they're all going to tell you something differently. Now, when you have these days in the technology, what you have is you have many people that go to the phone as the eyewitness, right? So when you video something, we're not seeing it with our own eyes. We're seeing it through the cloak and the veil of the phone, right? And so we go back to the phone to look at what we've seen and all of that jazz, right? So I believe with the new motion and the way things are witnessed, that that eyewitness testimony is, the the usefulness of it is on an upswing, right? So what we want to talk about this morning is just that, the red truck. We also want to talk um, about the need for public's help, right? I will have Benny post the link to Summers Rocks Facebook page when I'm done making it. There you go, guys. We will. Where's that out here? Rolling billboard, right here. So we're gonna have a Summers Rock Facebook, where you can take these objects. Doesn't have to necessarily be rocks. Any object, you can go ahead and you can create this with the hashtag Summer Wells. Something that's going to lead people back to finding her online. Now, let me tell you what. Let me step back for just a second. Let me grab my phone real quick. Now, what we truly do have, and I deal with them and I talk to them every single day, and that's new folks that are like, hey, I'm new here. Can somebody try to explain this, that, or the third? So we have, I mean, that's case in point, that we have people that are brand new to this situation. How do they find all of us? They find us through the positive portions of our interactions here, right? And so I believe that for the people that are unaware and that find it very, very overwhelming to try to go back and find out exactly what has happened here. So a portion of what this is going to be about is catching people up to date who are brand new to the scenario. So for those of you that are brand new, we have Summer Moon Utah Wells. She was abducted out of Kingsport, Tennessee, June 15th, 2021, in the afternoon hours. Still to be, determined, I suppose. Now, early on, we had this connotation of a red truck. Let's see here. Hold on. WJHL, June 15th, 2021. Okay. Give me a moment. Okay. There we go. We'll start here.
There have still been no sightings of 5-year-old Summer Wells as the search for the Hawkins County girl approaches 3 weeks since her family reported her missing, but authorities say the search continues on a scaled-back approach. Family members reported Summer Wells missing June 15th, saying she was last seen at her home in the Beach Creek community. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation issued an Amber Alert for her the next day. Extensive search efforts to find her have been unsuccessful so far. TBI says they've received 799 tips from the public, no credible leads.
That was the first 3 weeks, 799 tips.
Search efforts have now been, again, scaled back. That's according to investigators. They're still seeking.
This is week 3, right? Now, what also happened during week 3 was the connotation of the red Toyota. So, wildly, you're going to get different versions of this red truck, okay? Let me tell you what's actual and factual about the red truck, okay? What's actual and factual about this red truck is that it was spotted by a delivery person, and it is unclear whether the truck was seen on the 14th or the 15th. That part is unclear. Okay? So, this is a difficult situation here, right? We still have things pushing about this red truck. I mean, as early as 9 days ago, 2 weeks ago. But when you go down through here, see, I'm not really geared like, I guess, a lot of the other YouTubers are. Like, when something gets in my mind, it sticks. I don't let the next piece of drama carry me over and help me forget about it or any of that jazz, right? But we have such a convoluted situation with the red truck, and still we have no red truck, right? So let me move to the chat for a minute. Right. So I guess my point in all of this is as a layman, someone that's just come in and started to look at this situation, one of the first things you're going to hear is a red Toyota that is, this truck has morphed into many different trucks. It's been a Ford F-150 with a ladder rack. It's been this. It's been that. It's been a 2010 or newer. And then, we see, that's clearly a late 80s. You know what I mean? So the problem with the truck is that when people thought online they were narrowing in on a truck, quite naturally, when you narrow in on a truck, you're going to narrow in on a driver. So this scenario I thought was very interesting here. This young man that popped out about the red truck, he clearly is not 30 like they all said he was. So over the past week, I've seen just the most colossal mistakes made with just simple investigating skills, right? Like the most terrible mistakes that, people aren't even going back to undo them or apologize about them. They just push forward past them, right? So let me come over here and take a look here. See, that's the thing, Michelle. People are looking for this red truck everywhere, but they don't even know what it looks like. They don't know what year. They don't know exactly what model. I mean, this thing has turned into an impossibility with this red truck, right? So, I mean, even as far as the red truck is concerned, there's a truck that loosely fits that loosely fits that description that is known to be around Jody Sue's trailer. It is gross and irresponsible. I don't know how we move past, like, we can't even identify the red truck from the very beginning. Right? So
hello, all my beautiful people. Y'all please excuse my voice. I was helping my sister try to find her dog, and where I've already got something wrong with my thyroids. When I scream, it causes me to lose my voice. But guys, I had to come on here and show y'all this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you can find out more information if you want to go to the Voice Behind the Walls page.
now, as general public, when we're even mildly involved in trying to stay on the lookout for the red truck, you might come across a video like this that has 14,241 views. And you may be naive to the way that this platform here works. And you might think that the most views means the most credible. Now, I'm not saying that this lady is the least credible or the most credible. What I'm saying is that 14,241 people also now, well, you can see here below, 1.1 thousand. So you've got a strong 1.1 thousand people who believe also, in concert with the person who created this content, that they may have actually found the red truck. Well, so the issue is that we now know that that's not the red truck, and it's not a 31-year-old man, and it's not a lot of the things that these other people said. Why hasn't this video been removed? It's wrong. It's incorrect. It's inaccurate. And for it to still remain, it's cataloged where people can still find it, right? This popped up as one of the top in the SEO. So that's the way the YouTube works. It's not the top of the list because it's the most credible or the most accurate. It's the top of the list for other reasons that have little to do with misinformation or not, right? So that essentially is it in a nutshell, right? If one person wanted to come here, right, and look for the summer wells, you just do just like this. Summer wells red truck. Look at here. We know that's not him. That's not who they even thought it was in the beginning, but it's the top number one because of the number of views it has. Right there. I mean, we remember that, I believe it was this channel that came up with the little girl that was in the bed, remember? And the picture was really obscured. And everyone was like, oh no, that's Summer Wells in a bed. And it actually wasn't. It was some stuff that, not going to say this woman created it, but she put it on her channel like it was the gospel, right? So then you get down here, right? It's just this easy right here. Whoever 1111 Tarot is, look at the thumbnail. Why is Robin lying about the truck? You mean to tell me somebody with some cards and a spinny thing on a necklace can sit there and tell you that a woman that I prayed with, I held that woman's hand and prayed? And you mean to tell me because 1111 Tarot, who hides behind a pink little circle right here, because they put up a thumbnail like that, why is Robin lying? Let's see how many people think that Robin's lying.
Remember Chris Pratt going from the chubby,
Oh, well, it's also
lovable
monetized
Andy
channel.
on
That's
Parks and
cute.
Rec to being featured on the
So
cover.
I'm not even going to watch their ad. 159 people. So you're going to see this 10% law, right? Right? Roughly 10% interaction. So everywhere you go, you've got 10% of the people who are going to really commit and tell you that they like this ideal, right? 159 people roughly walked away from this feeling like Robin Lane was lying. That's dangerous, is it not? It's very dangerous. You've not met this lady ever in your life,
Remember Chris Pratt going.
and you're making salacious videos with ads on the front of them. What do you do? What do you do? Look at all this. Look at all this. Look at all this. Just anything. Just anything. So there you see right there. That's the truck that they're actually probably kind of looking for. Maybe. Who the fuck knows now? Right? Hoo-ah. That truck seems like that truck description came from the TBI. If you're smart enough and you're piecing this together here, you're seeing that this thumbnail scene, it would appear that this fucking thumbnail has the support of the TBI on it, right? Boom. Then you get up here and look at all these different models. That's a Dodge Ram, or I mean, that's a Dodge Dakota right there. That's a Dodge Dakota. That's a old 80s, right? That looks to be a Chevy S10. That's the Subaru. There's a Toyota. I mean, come on. You tell me. Look up here. There's the Ford F-150. Where is it at? Oh, no, that's a Toyota. It's been every truck. It's been every make and model. Right? Well, this is interesting. Of course, you got to watch an ad to get to the bullshit, right?
Ruled anything out. Everything's possible.
And right now, detectives say they are looking for a red or maroon pickup truck that may have been in the area. A red or
Hell, there's another one, huh? So maybe just because it has, I don't know, did this person insert this truck in because this is the truck they think, or was that actually put in by Brian Enton? I have no way of knowing if I'm a layman. If I didn't watch the original, now I start to think that, well, heck, where can I find this picture? Whoever has a picture with a truck just like this online that takes a picture of it and puts it online, it's got to be them. I'm a sleuth. Has to be them. But that's not even the same. That's a late 80s, early 90s. It's not the 2010 or newer that we just saw on the other one. So which one is it?
they are looking for a red or
Also, you have to play into the equation and the design that Jody Sue said it was a red truck. What was different about it? It didn't have the clear coat on it. That's what she said. Red truck, no clear coat. You don't say.
a maroon pickup truck that may have been in the area around the time that Summer Wells went missing.
Or could have been the day before. Or it could have been the day before.
the sheriff today said they have no confirmation that the truck was actually there. They're not even for sure it is definitely connected. There are so many pieces of this puzzle they just haven't figured out yet. But another interesting thing, Marnie, he did confirm for me today that both of Summer's parents did pass a polygraph test.
I don't know. So then at what point do you say, guess what? It doesn't matter what the sheriff says. I'm at that point. I believe Ronnie Lawson's a good guy. Do I believe he has his finger on the pulse of this thing? Maybe. Maybe. But this is the thing. We know Brian Enton here. He's friends with Blowhorn Betty, Molly Golightly, JLR, White Boy Radio. The connection with all these guys. All of them. We know this. And so knowing what we know about the connections, this guy, he's a real tragedy pimp. He is a real tragedy pimp. He goes wherever the story is. The other ones try to follow behind him. The other ones are his built-in problem. Yep. There is some sort of agreement that if he's involved, the others can be involved too, because they have a history on the Petito case. So what's everybody's motivation? What's the motivating factor? Is it because they passed the polygraph? You haven't really heard anything else from Brian Enton. He's like, well, shoot. This isn't a hot media case. This is a slow boogie. This is a slow YouTube boogie, right? These people all want just this right here. They want to get paid to be on YouTube and be in the middle of something they're telling you they're helping, and they have you actually confused. Some of you people are actually confused, and some of you can't even wait until Molly decides to make another bad decision that people can fund. Because when do you realize, us that get mad about the exploitation, let me tell you what, Molly's not making these decisions for herself. There's other people making the decision for them and pushing the buttons. You don't believe me? Go over there with $500 and offer her to go fly to one of the other cases. If there's money there, she will. Then you got the thing with Chase. You know, TM, she did a video. I don't know when it was. I just saw the title, and it said, I can't cover the Summer Wells case anymore because I haven't been to Hawkins County. That's basically true. I mean, that's true. You cannot cover this thing accurately if you've not been there. There's no way. I mean, just the things that you think you've seen on YouTube are completely different when you get there. Completely different, Tiffany. You're not covering the Summer Wells case, people. What you're covering is a day in the life of the drama of the Summer Wells case. a moment. That is all you're covering, is just a moment. And it's all drama filled. These people all came from a community that was about drama. Clearly, there's no investigative tact. You can't even find. Look at them all. They're tearing each other up. They're tearing each other up. Con mans, cocaine addicts, white power junkies. I hear Molly Go Lightly had a good run at Puerto Rican people the other night and then made it private. Like what, man? You guys are, some of these people are so nasty, they can't even get all their good, bad habits out for a 3-hour or 2-hour or 1-hour stream. They just show their heads over and over and over. Wow. You know, it's only YouTube that you would put a hooker. You would replace a stunt double with a hooker. That's what you got here. You replaced a stunt double investigator with a hooker. It's unbelievable. It's unfucking believable. Well, guess what we're going to do over here? We're going to keep pushing forward. We're going to keep talking about things that are important while the rest of them just eat each other to pieces. All right? The stage is set. All the clocks are wound. And from here on out, we don't even have to be involved in any of that stuff over there. Because the stage is set. Yep. Cher told you a few days ago, didn't she? The stage is set. Guess what? If you take YouTube away, there's no lights, cameras, and action on Ben Hill Road. Yeah. YouTube brings it there. Anyways, don't be confused. Don't be confused. What you're seeing is an illusion. Yes, if you've never been to Hawkins County, guess what? You could live in Hawkins County and still just be a witness to the terrain until you get out of your vehicle, or you don't get out of no vehicle. You get out of the vehicle at the bottom of the hill and walk up. But as you take your first few steps into going up that hill, you realize the aura of that situation there, right? It's its own thing all by itself without being misconstrued by YouTubers that have never, ever been there and never, ever will go there. See, what I call the challenge to YouTubers is when you come into these situations, if you worked on the side of due process, if you're like, okay, well, guess what? Let's just all run due process. Meanwhile, while we're running due process, we're not overstepping boundaries and we're not being nasty folks, so that we can have direct access to the people who have the story to tell. What we see happening here is that people come in, they come with the drama, they go against the families, and then they got to holler all the way across the United States, making threats and nasty passes and all that other stuff, sexual innuendos. They'll do anything to get anything, sneak on the property, break the law. You could have came in the very beginning and just said, I support due process. Until that gavel slams, I'm with the family, no matter what it looks like. Okay? So yes, Tiffany, you were right this week. You shouldn't be covering that case unless you can stand on that hill and be an advocate for the family, for the child. Guess what? There's no way I could know if Don and Candace did something to their child other than the feelings I feel when I'm there, right? If later on the police say this, that, or the third, guess what? I'm going to be wrong on the side of the police. I'll be wrong with due process in the way freedom and justice works. Because we say it all the time here. You cannot have justice without freedom. And you cannot have freedom without justice. And those are two things that we send American troops to fight for overseas. Is we know how sweet freedom and justice is that when citizenry over anywhere are being violated, their human rights being violated, we go over there and we unoppress the people. We apartheid the people. We bust it down. We break it down. And we create environments, we cultivate environments that have freedom and justice in it. And let me tell you what, the way these YouTubers run their freedom and justice, they put you on the whacking block immediately. They whack your head off, and then they try to undo it the whole rest of the time. Tell me one of these cases these people have been right on yet. They haven't. These people can't even investigate each other, YouTubers, good enough to stay out of these fixes they're in. Like, let me tell you what. We know Molly is a racist. We know Blowjob Betty is a racist. And now we know, let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Thank you, AF, for that. That is so beautiful. That is just the thing right there. That is just it for today. Like, let this just be the thing today. Let that be the thing for today, okay? Let's forget about the billboards and the TMs and the Mollies and the ABs getting ready to just slay each other. But let's also take a look at this, okay? I cannot make this stuff up. I can't. I can't make that up. I can't make that up. Yeah, because I'm always involved in something that looks like a militia and throw up white power insignias that, like, pick something different, but you didn't. You know it means both things. These people know when they throw that in the air that it means both things. But let me tell you what, it no longer is trolling for Donald Trump. Now it's about white power, right? It's about white power, right? I can't make this stuff up. These people are racist. They're I'm going to play one more thing, and then I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave you guys. I'm going to let the sodomites have it back for the day. Y'all can go ahead and tear it up after this. You saw what I just showed you with the white power. Let me tell you what, this lady says, the way she played this off, what'd she say, y'all? This lady played it off by saying she's deaf in her right ear. That's what she said. She said she's deaf in her right ear, and she did. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you threw it up right after he said it. If he would have said 3, you'd have thrown up the number 3, right? If he'd have said 2, you'd have thrown up 2, so on and so forth. So let's just forget about you being deaf in your right ear. We can see that he said white power, and then you threw up the white power right after that. So the fact that you two throw up the white power and you're connected to the girly boy and he's throwing up the white power, you guys are all with the white power. I'm sorry, I can't save you.
My pillow.
Yeah, you're gonna get it's, well, there's zillions of them, but it's Trump2024swag.com.
Trump.
There it is.
Promo code
Watch.
My Pillow. He's gonna get 20% of the sale. Not the children to orphans of dire young ladies. Adam's gonna get 20% of the money.
Do it.
Okay.
My pillow.
My
Promo
Pillow
code.
promo discount code when you check out at Trump2024swag.
Trump 2024.
Let's do it.
White power.
Yes.
There goes the white power. On cue. Called for it. Look at all of this. All of this has to do mainly with her being a racist. Right? I mean, I don't know, guys. She's a racist. Burnt toast. Thank you.
Toast, buddy.
For either word, it's not that intense.
Oh, no.
I said that kind of not joke, but you guys know you're gonna get your ass kicked, black or white. And it has different meanings, and it also depends how you say it. I mean, you can say it in a nice way, in a funny way, and nobody cares. But
That's right. Yep. Justification.
if you say it in a demeaning, derogatory, bad way, yeah, you're gonna get your ass kicked, black or white. The R word should only be, and I say should only be taken offensive if it's used in a derogatory bad way, much like the N word. If someone is using it as a
services told me exactly who got it. I get my hair done tomorrow. I get my roots did tomorrow. That's gonna be nice. But I need to get my roots did. And
Speaking of roots, someone asked about extensions. What Molly was saying is that when you have tracks, that's like what
they clip in.
say it for like black hair, but very thick nappy hair.
Holy
And
shit.
when you put in tracks, you take a long piece of hair and you braid it into your scalp, and it's just like this long, thick. Like you have to have big.
How Chinese and Asian people speak. Was that a mistake she wants to know?
I did get that
No,
when Molly.
I have to listen to 3 people speaking Chinese all day long. And guess what? I'm starting to learn some shit. Yes.
Oh.
All day long.
Well, there's some part outside is nice. Come here, Mia. Get over here. Get over here. Show us your face. Show us your face. Look at this cute face. Have you ever been to Atlanta?
It's not somewhere I plan to ever be.
You're gonna need 10 cigarettes.
I know, right? Long Island.
She's an entertainer. So
To the movies. Yeah. And you happened to come up and I said, look how cute he is. Just show him how cute your little cheeks are. Look at this. He loves to be on camera. He's a TJ. So there's rumors going around that look at it. He's looking at the comments like wow. Yeah. Who is that? This is my son's bestie. They're on the same basketball team. They love basketball. That's all they do. That's all they talk about. That's all they eat.
If you have a problem with my truths, you go right ahead. So next time you want to drag.
I don't know. Don't look for my kid.